What did she give up? She gave up being buried next to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
ولكل حي عقيل في قبره عمل يقارنه هناك ويسأل.
Al-Ithar. And it's a special type of karam, of generosity and nobility. In fact, it is from the highest standard of generosity and nobility. And that is giving up what's yours for others. I'm going to give you the example of our mother Aisha radiallahu anha. When Umar radiallahu anhu, Umar was stabbed and he was bleeding to death. He said to his son, انطلق إلى عائشة أم المؤمنين فقل يقرأ عليك عمر السلام ولا تقل أمير المؤمنين فإني لست اليوم للمؤمنين أميرا. Wallahi, this is Umar. Umar is bleeding out. He's dying. He says to his son, go to Aisha, the mother of the believers, and say that Umar gives his salam, and don't say the Amir al-Mu'mineen. Why is he saying don't say the Amir al-Mu'mineen? Because he's going to ask Aisha a favor, and he doesn't want it to be a command. It's not an amr. I'm not commanding you as your leader to do it. Don't say to her the Amir al-Mu'mineen. I'm not the Amir of the Mu'mineen today. Today I'm a man who's dying. وَقُلْ يَسْتَأْذِنُ عُمَرْ ibn al-Khattab أَنْ يُدْفَنَ مَعَ صَاحِبَيْ. Umar is asking if you would consider allowing me to be buried next to my two companions. Look at the role, look at between men and women people say about how Islam oppresses. Umar is the Amir al-Mu'mineen, the army of the Muslim at his disposal. The command is his to give. And he says, go to Aisha and ask her, would she be willing to give me permission to be buried next to my two companions? فَسَلَّمَ وَاسْتَأْذَنَ. He went, he gave the salam and he asked permission. ثُمَّ دَخَلَ, and he asked permission to enter. ثُمَّ دَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا, he came to Aisha. فَوَجَدَهَا قَاعِدَةً تَبْكِي. He found her sitting on the ground crying. He said, يَقْرَأُ عَلَيْكِ عُمَرْ ibn al-Khattab السَّلَامِ وَيَسْتَأْذِنُ أَنْ يُدْفَنَ مَعَ صَاحِبَيْ. He said, Umar is giving you salam. And he asks, would you allow him to be buried next to his two companions? She said, كُنْتُ أُرِيدُهُ لِنَفْسِي وَلَأُوثِرَنَّ بِهِ الْيَوْمَ عَلَى نَفْسِي أو كما قالت. The hadith narrated by Al-Bukhari. She said, I wanted that space for myself. That's my space to be buried. And the space next to her father and husband. She had left 3 spaces in the grave, that place. One for the Prophet ﷺ, and for her father Abu Bakr, and the third one is hers. It's her house, her property. The third one is hers. She said, I wanted this grave to be for me, myself, but today I will certainly prefer Umar over me. And she gave it to him. This is أعلى درجات الكرم, the highest level of al-jud wal-karam, generosity and nobility, is to take something that's yours, that you need and you want, and give it up. What did she give up? She gave up being buried next to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imagine what it's, you can't imagine, there's no words to imagine what it's like to be buried next to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr. And she gave it up for Umar.